Hi guys, so today I'm filming what a secure person looks like in dating and how to spot them, and also how to keep a relationship with them and to know if you're secure or not. So stay tuned for that. So I will say, I do have notes on this right here. So I do have to say that in the dating process, it is more difficult to like while you're dating, like the first few dates, it's going to be hard to tell if somebody is secure just based off of questions you ask them and just kind of how they answer or their past. I'm going to be honest. I don't discourage you from asking questions about their family history and how they feel about self-improvement, how they feel about relationships. I try to steer away from asking too many deep questions on a first date because that's kind of like, trying to have fun, get to know each other, see if it's even worth pursuing. So I try not to like get really deep into their childhood at that point, but I will say that on a first date, a secure person will probably start talking about relationships, and you can kind of pick up a vibe that they are, um, you know, looking for a relationship. And I think a really good cue is if they are talking about themselves and they're not really like hiding anything. You can tell that they're pretty open, and just sharing things about themselves, and so they're not afraid, they're not like untrustworthy of people, because usually people that are untrustworthy are the most they're like quiet, they don't want to say anything, they're like listening. So that's what the manipulative people will do, is they'll just kind of stay quiet, not really tell you anything about themselves. So a secure person listens, but he also shares about his life. So that's a good thing to look for. Open to answering questions is really good. I think that another thing is just someone who is relationship minded. So if you ask them like, what are you looking for in the future, they pretty much want like what you want, and so it matches, and they're pretty open about it. So like if they keep mentioning relationships, if they've been in a lot of relationships, especially long lasting relationships, that's a good sign that they are secure. If they are just got out of a divorce or a very long serious relationship, I'd say probably within the last year or so, I would assume they're probably not going to be in a position to date, emotionally unavailable, so or avoidant, I will say. Another thing to ask them is how long they have been single. A lot of avoidants tend to be single quite often because they bounce in and out of relationships. So yeah, that's a good thing to gauge. But I will say that there is no foolproof plan. That's the sad thing about dating and kind of in life, is that, you could end up with an avoidant, going into a relationship with an avoidant in the dating stage, because that is kind of like, you don't know until you're in a relationship with them how they're going to act, because everyone kind of wears a mask and that's their representative. So they can pretend to be the most secure person, but you don't know until you're in a relationship with them. So I recommend going extremely slow, very, very slow. Try not to get intimate with somebody too fast at all, because that's going to skew your brain, how you think, with all the neurotransmitters and everything, get you overly attached. So definitely take it extremely slow. Just, take it easy. Think of it as like a hangout, see what happens. And that's kind of the thing. So dating, I would say, let's say 3 months go by, you guys agree to be in a relationship, and that's when you'll actually be able to tell if he's secure or avoidant at that point. So probably within the first month. So a secure person is somebody who goes into a relationship with a positive mindset, and they have good experiences with relationships from their childhood. So they're not going to be afraid to commit, and they're not going to be afraid to, progress the relationship along. And you'll just be able to tell that when you're like in a fight or something, they don't like go below the belt. It's kind of like, they assume, they give you the benefit of the doubt, and they're pretty secure. So a secure person can make an anxious avoidant secure. So usually anxious people tend to need more reassurance. They tend to need more check-ins and stuff like that. And secure people are happy to do that, especially if they care about you. They're happy to like just do the extra mile, which would make you secure. An avoidant is going to make fun of your needs, make it worse, and essentially ignore you and make you feel horrible. So the hot and cold cycle will then begin. So I will say a secure person will understand that you have a little bit more, you need a little bit more attention, and you need a little bit more of consideration. So that's kind of where you need to draw the line, for yourself. Like, you have to set boundaries. Like, listen, I'm not getting like my needs met, so I have to leave. Okay, so that's something that anxious people really tend to struggle with. But with a secure person, they will talk to you, they'll communicate with you, and as much as you need, and your relationship will progress naturally. So to be honest, like, if a relationship is not progressing, it's degressing or digressing, so, or going declining. So it's just, that's how it works. Intimacy gets deeper and deeper with a secure person, and they're comfortable with that. And yeah, they're just open to talking about topics. So just to wrap things up, it's a quick video. I will say it's hard to spot a secure person in the dating process in the beginning. I definitely recommend taking it slow because of that, and not rushing into a relationship, really getting to know them, getting to know their friends, getting to know like their past relationships, their family history, and how they deal with conflict. So just get to know them before you get into the relationship. If you are already in a relationship with someone, you kind of rush into it, which is something anxious avoidant tend to do, or anxious attachment style tend to do. I recommend kind of taking, pen and paper and writing, like, are my needs being met? Do I feel shame constantly? Am I constantly being shamed? Do I feel, or am I being told I'm needy? Am I being told I'm crazy? Am I getting put down? Do I feel uplifted by this relationship? Do I feel alone? Is there a hot and cold cycle? I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. So yeah.